Hello and welcome to today's lesson on the human hearing, which forms part of the waves topic in GCSE separate science physics. In today's lesson we're going to try to understand how humans hear sound waves. So if we're successful and we learn in today's lesson, we should be able to examine the different properties of sound waves, understand how humans hear sound waves, and examine the hearing range of human ears, which forms part of the GCSE separate science physics topic of 4.6.1.4 sound waves, which is part of the waves topic in that particular course. So the topic in today's lesson will be physics only content, so it's only found on separate science. Now, sound is a mechanical wave. So a sound wave is an oscillation of matter like air particles, and if you place an object in a vacuum, in an area with no particles, then it's not possible to have an oscillation, so we cannot hear a sound from it. Now, parts of a sound wave where the particles are spread apart is called a rarefaction, whilst the part of the sound wave where the particles are close together is called the compression. Now, areas of rarefaction and compression move through the wave as the energy travels. Now remember, in a sound wave like any other wave, the particles do not move, they oscillate backwards and forwards. Only the energy is transferred in rarefactions and compressions. Now this can be demonstrated as sound waves do not produce areas of vacuum as they move through the air. Now sound waves can travel through solids, liquids and gases, causing vibrations in each material. Now in today's lesson we're going to look at how we analyse these vibrations and look at how we convert these wave disturbances due to sound waves into vibrations in the human ear. So when you hear a sound such as a person sing, you can hear the echo of a sound wave. Now the echo of a sound wave is a reflection of the sound wave off an object. Now echoes can occur in places with hard flat walls as the reflection produced is equal, like you can get in light with a mirror. Now if the walls are covered in fabric, some of the fabric will absorb the sound, so no echo is created, and if the walls are not smooth and flat, the reflection is broken up and scattered by the uneven nature of the wall. You can hear a consistent sound in the echo as the sound wave has consistently been reflected. This means the original sound wave has remained intact. Now, this is the same principle as why you can see your reflection in a mirror. It reflects light evenly, but you do not see your reflection in a piece of paper because it doesn't reflect the light evenly. Now, just to clarify, reflection from a smooth surface in a single direction, such as an echo, or when light hits off a mirror, is called specular reflection. However, if you have reflection off a non-smooth surface, so off a rough surface, that causes scattering and leads to diffuse reflection, such as in when light hits off a piece of paper, or if a sound wave hits off a wall which is not flat. Now, in addition to reflection and absorption, some of the sound wave can also transmit through the material. This means some of the wave will go all the way through the object. Now, this effect is very small for thick walls, but it's still present. So what happens is, as the sound wave hits off a wall, some of the wave will be transmitted through the solid object, while some of the wave will be absorbed into the reflecting object. Now, the transmitted wave will change speed as it moves through the solid because it's now moving through a different medium, and this process of changing the speed is called refraction. So when a wave encounters a new material, the energy of the wave will split between three different processes: reflection, absorption and transmission. Now, just to clarify, a reflection of a sound wave is called an echo. Echoes occur in places with smooth bare walls. In any reflection, not all of the sound wave is reflected. Some of the wave is absorbed by the object it's reflecting off. This makes an echo quieter than the original sound waves. Now, waves can be reflected at the boundary between two different materials, but waves can also be absorbed or transmitted at the boundary between two different materials. Now, as humans, we interpret sound waves all of the time. Sound waves make up one of the most vital human senses. Now, some sounds can be extremely pleasing to us, while some sounds can be extremely distressing to us. But how do we actually hear sound as human beings? Well, That process is by the organ of the inner ear. Now this diagram shows us the inner ear. Now each section of the inner ear has a different job or purpose. So the pinna, which is what we consider the ear normally, the outer fleshy part of our ear, is used to funnel the sound waves into the ear canal. The sound waves travel down the ear canal to the eardrum. So the sound waves would then cause the eardrum to vibrate at the frequency of the sound wave. So if the sound wave was at 40 Hertz, your eardrum would vibrate at 40 Hertz. Now the eardrum can only vibrate at certain frequencies. Outside those frequencies, you cannot interpret the sound wave. This is the reason why all humans have a hearing range. Now this will then cause the three small bones or sossles to vibrate at the same frequency as the eardrum. Now as you get older, the small bones do not vibrate as easily. They become stiff, and this is the reason why human hearing deteriorates over their lifetime. Once your small bones have oscillated, this will cause the hairs on the cochlea to produce an electrical impulse depending on the frequency that the bones oscillate at. Now as you get older, the hairs on the cochlea begin to die off as well, which is a second reason as to why human hearing deteriorates over their lifetime. At that point, the cochlea will produce a nerve signal which travels down the auditory nerve to the brain. Now when sound waves travel from one substance to another, their frequency is unchanged, but their wave speed can change. Now when sound waves travel to denser mediums like solids, so when the sound wave encounters the eardrum for example, they will speed up because mechanical waves travel faster in solids. However, their frequency must remain unchanged. So this means that the wavelength of the sound wave gets longer. So just to clarify, the frequency of sound waves you listen to do not change when the waves and vibrations pass through the air and the different parts of the ear. Now, dog whistles work on the principle that all animals, including humans, have a hearing range, and the following graphic shows the hearing ranges of various different animals in the animal world. Now, the human hearing range is from frequencies of 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Any sound wave outside of these frequencies cannot be detected. Any sound wave above a frequency of 20,000 Hz is known as ultrasound, and any wave below 20 Hz is known as infrasound. So just to clarify, this is due to the limitations of the human eardrum. Now these are approximate values and can change depending on a variety of factors like age and gender and illness and genetics and lifestyle. So just to once again look at this particular graphic, we can see that different animals have different hearing ranges, and it's determined by the eardrum that the animal possesses. Now humans have a hearing range from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Like we said before, different materials can convert different frequencies of sound waves into vibrations. So for example, microphones can pick up sound waves outside of the hearing range of a human, but the humans can never hear that sound. So all animals have a hearing range, the range of frequencies which they can hear naturally with their ears unaided. The human hearing range is approximately 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Within the ear, the sound waves cause the eardrum and other parts to vibrate, which causes the sensation of sound. Now the conversion of sound waves to vibrations of solids works over a limited frequency range. So our eardrums, with their size and their shape, can only vibrate at certain frequencies. So this restricts the limits of human hearing. Now all sounds above the hearing range are called ultrasounds, and all sounds below the hearing range are called infrasound. So what have we learned in today's lesson? Sound waves can travel through solids and cause vibrations in the solid. Within the ear, sound waves cause the eardrum and other parts to vibrate, which cause the sensation of sound. The conversion of sound waves to the vibration of solids work over a very limited range. This restricts the limits of human hearing, and you should be able to describe with examples processes which convert wave disturbances between sound vibrations and vibrations in solids, such as sound waves on the eardrum, and explain why such processes only work over a limited frequency range and the relevance of this to human hearing. And you should know that the range of a normal human hearing is from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So if we've been successful and we've learnt in today's lesson, we can examine the different properties of sound waves, understand how humans convert sound waves into vibrations that they detect, and finally we can examine the hearing range of human ears. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson looking at the human hearing range, which is part of the GCSE separate science physics course and the waves topic. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.